Hello folks, can you all hear me? Let me check. Hello folks. Yeah. Can you all hear me? Yeah, you can hear me. How are you doing? Hello Luke. Hello people from YouTube, from Twitch. Let's talk about Node.js core development or open source initiatives. We have plenty of topics to cover today. Hello Damien, how are you? Hello Jean, Hessa. Okay, great, that's great. Hello Miguel, how are you? People from YouTube, where are you from? Which part of the world are you located? Oh, Chuluk. What's up? What's up? Yeah. We will have some questions to answer today. We have some AI topics related as usual. We have I have a feature that I'm working on. It's the allow net for the Node.js permission model. We are going to talk about the SQLite model for Node.js, some TypeScript stuff, benchmarks. I will try to cover all of this in this session. And if you have any question about Node.js core development, please share in the chat. I'm happy to give you some advice. People from Ireland, South Africa, Zimbabwe, great. So I expect you all are out of work now this time, right? It's time to chill a bit, learn new things, maybe blow your mind. Okay, people are talking with me on Slack. As usual, I have a reminder. If you haven't joined our Slack or Discord channel, please do. I'm answering some questions asynchronously there, and also I'm doing it on the live stream. So if you have any question, please jump into the Discord or Slack channel. We are syncing both channels, so no issue there. And that's it. I think we can start, huh? Let's start with this session. If you want, please follow me on GitHub. That helps to produce visibility to the projects I'm working on. I'm working on many projects, C++ and JavaScript and Node.js, so this will help me. All right. So I think we can start with the Discord messages. We have some of them, so I think I can just read them in a second. The first question is from Edilson Pateguana. Okay, I think I can somehow show them here. Let me see if I will leak something. I don't think so. I hope not. Okay. Let me see if I can just exclude that. Here we go. Let me change. Okay, the first question is he's having problems to debug a launch.json script in VS Code. So basically, VS Code offers support to debugging binaries, in this case debugging Node.js internal, just click point and click. Honestly, I don't use that, but basically they are using LLDB, and the usage is very, very simple. One thing you need to do is, okay, I have a node here, right? As usual, when you need to compile Node.js, the first thing you need to do is to run the configure command. Okay, this command accepts a lot of configurations, and one of them is to enable the debug. This will enable debug of all Node.js dependencies and Node.js. So this will be very, it will make your compilation very, very slow. Okay. So for instance, if you print all the Node.js versions, this is all the Node.js dependencies. Okay. So when you run the -- debug, it will compile OpenSSL, SimJSON, it will compile encrypto, LLTP, all those libraries in debug mode. So it will make your compilation, like, sometimes it might take, I don't know, 6 hours to compile Node.js with this full script. So I don't recommend that. That's why we have granular options, okay? So one thing you can do if you want to compile only Node.js internals with debug mode, you can pass configure -- debug node. This will compile Node.js only in debug mode. All the other dependencies will be in release mode, which will be faster. Okay, so it does include symbols, C++ symbols, and things like that. Once you do that, you configure the Node.js, and then you compile that. You compile Node.js with make, and the 8 here is based on your, usually you use the amount of threads you have on your computer. So currently I have just 6 here, so it's not much, but that's why I bought finally a new processor. It's let me see, you can see in the screen. I think you can, right? Yes, I think so. It's a Ryzen 7 9800 3XD. It will make the compilation slightly better in my situation, because I need to compile Node.js several times because I touch in a lot of C++ files, and this will help me a lot. Keep going. Yes, Node.js can be built in just 6 hours, but you know, it will depend on your machine. I tried once with a very bad machine, not so bad, but it took, I don't know, 12 hours to compile Node.js without debug mode. So, you know, you need to understand that Node.js is not just the Node.js files, but V8 as well. So you are compiling a kind of browser in your machine. And then once you compile Node.js, you have a Node.js binary located in the root folder, right? Then what you need to do is basically run LLDB and then node your script.js. With that, you can inspect the Node.js internals directly. I won't do it here because I didn't compile Node.js in debug mode, and I'm afraid that if I try to do it now, the string will stop because it will use a lot of my CPU. Okay, I think I have answered the first one. How I can react? Completed? Check. Yes, great. How is the best way to go about attempting to push for NVM or like to be added to a normal package manager? Installing Node.js on Ubuntu today involves installing Rust first to install FNM, which was on the side. Okay. I mean, we have plenty of package managers for Node.js. The most used is NVM and Volta. Volta is also very easy to install. If you haven't, I know that you didn't like the pipe to a bash script. but you know, like you can check the source code. It won't take a lot of time. If you want to be a slight, I don't know, more conservative, you can go to the Node.js directly and download it from the package manager. You can, oh, we have the binaries. We have the binaries somewhere. Let me check. I think that's it. Yes, we have the binaries here on Node.js/download release and latest 24x. You see all the Node.js binary you can download in different formats. If you are on Windows, you might want to download the MSI, but you need to check your architecture first, of course, and that's it. It should work fine. And the Node.js binary is 73. Oh, by the way, I have a Node.js stats repository that measures the amount of threads Node.js uses. Let me run this workflow again so we can compare with latest Node.js. Oh, maybe I didn't include the 24x, right? Let me check. Yeah, I did not. Let me do it manually. Stats v4. Are you all using Node.js 24 already? 24. Let me check. This is the version. Yeah, that's working fine. Yes, that works. Node.js 24, yes. Hello, Andres. What are the principal difference between compiling Node.js in debug mode? Basically, when you compile Node.js in debug mode, it's the same as compiling any C++ project in debug mode, which means that it will include symbols. When you use the Node.js binary directly, for instance, you install via nvm and you use node index.js, for instance, this is a production binary, which means that most of the symbols, C++ symbols, if you want to debug, if you want to inspect the code, it won't be available. It will be just a binary, okay? When you compile Node.js in debug mode, it will include the symbols, so you can inspect your code using the binary. So it will retrieve all the information available. So think about if you are familiar with front end, you can run npm run dev. You run npm run dev and you can go to the source and you see your JavaScript. But when you go to production, you minify your code or you run the build, right? And the code you see in production is not the same you see in development, and that's the difference, okay? Because in the production code, basically, if you use Webpack, if you use other tools to minify your code, to transpile your code, the code will be different and there will be difference, and you won't see symbols. It will be hard to debug and things like that. Brazilian Portuguese, yes, I am from Brazil. Eu falo português, but the live stream is in English because I want to reach out to a lot of people and try to serve as a tutorial for anyone that wants to contribute to Node.js core. Okay, we have updated the stats. Let's run the workflow again. We might see some interesting stuff here. Got it, that makes a lot of sense, yes. Good one. Who has built Node.js already from source? Have you tried locally? It's funny. It's good, and it's not easy. It's not hard actually. My wife is Brazilian. Hello. I love Brazil. Keep up good work, man. Your English is great. Yeah, I try to do my best. I don't live in I live in Brazil, so it's hard to keep your English in with a good pronunciation. The good thing is that most of my work is in English. I work, everybody speak English in my company, so it's great. Elvis, yes, you built and you have contributed to Node.js, right, Elvis? I have tried. What happened? I could build it on Windows, Linux, and Mac. Amazing, that's great. So today I have I got my Mac OS machine, so I can SSH into this, so we can compile without affecting the live stream. So that's great. I love the speed when using Make J8. Yes, again, J8, it means that it will compile Node.js using 8 threads. If you have more threads available or more processors, you can increase to 12, you can increase to 16, and more, you know. Okay, stats concluded. Let's see the results. Here we go. The binary size of Node.js 24 is 124 megabytes. And if you compare with Node.js 10, we have 120, actually, we have 80 megabytes more of code. And that's hard. Mostly because we have included a lot of stuff. We have included a lot of stuff on Node.js core, so it's a good change. As a Canadian, I can say you are entirely fluent in English. I haven't actually done compiling. Okay. What's the reason you would want to compile yourself? I compile Node.js myself because I work on Node.js. I maintain Node.js. I help my teammates to maintain Node.js. But the thing is, sometimes you face a bug. And sometimes this bug is on Node.js, and you might want to fix it yourself. One thing that is great from open source is that there is no role. Like if you are a junior developer or if you are a senior developer, it doesn't matter. We just want to see your code and approve that. I feel the open source space is a lot democratic. So if you can just share your idea, and if we like your idea, regardless of your position in your career, that could happen. And senior developers, big companies, Google, Microsoft can use your code just because of that. So I learned a lot from open source, and I really recommend you to do the same. I intend to contribute to a model. I will probably do it tomorrow. Great, good. Hafa, does your company support work you do in Node.js, or you do it after work time? So, for the last 3 years, I am sponsored by OpenJS Foundation, which is the company that also support Node.js. OpenJS Foundation, to work full-time on Node.js core. Okay, I am part of the Alpha Omega project, and they sponsor NodeSource, which is the company I'm working on, to send me to work full-time on Node.js, specifically on the security space. So I do security releases. If you go to nodejs.org, you see that we have just released a security release, and if you go to the blog, you see my face a lot, because yesterday, actually 2 days ago, I have released a lot. Actually, it was yesterday, yes. I released 4 new versions of Node.js and a security release, including all the fixes and patches. And basically, this is the work OpenJS sponsored my company to send me to working on. I've been doing it for the last 3 years, and that's why I'm so involved into Node.js. I know that it's very hard for someone that works in a regular time and the company doesn't sponsor you to work on open source, to do it in your free time because you have family, you have other things to do. But you know, it is what it is. So I see. So for node maintainers, yes. Okay, there's a random issue you want to fix yourself. Okay, yeah, I got it. I got it. You wouldn't compile yourself unless there's a handle issue you want to fix yourself. Yes, kind of. My suggestion is to compile Node.js if you want to contribute to the Node.js, because it's an excellent way to grow in your career, in my humble opinion, to contribute to a big open source project, because you see people working, fixing stuff from different perspectives. In programming, when we are talking about coding, there are many ways to solve the same bug, right? And most of them are correct. But the good thing is that you can learn a different perspective. You can learn from a different angle how different people from different cultures solve the same problem, and then you learn new things as well. Yo, just drop it here from Twitter. What are we doing? Hello, Diego. I'm answering some questions about Node.js core development. And I plan to talk about a new feature I'm working on, which is the permission module to NAT. And then if we have more questions about Node.js core development, I will answer them. We don't have a roadmap or something like that. It's usually just questions, answer, Q&A, and things like that. That's great. You are such a Node god. No, I'm not. Keep up the hard work, man. You are handling. Oh, thank you. It's amazing to have you here. So I think we don't have more questions. Oh, there's one from YouTube. Is libuv part of the Node.js core of its maintenance by or it's maintained by other group? Yes, libuv is maintained by other group. It's not related to Node.js. libuv, I think this is one change I did. No. Oh, this is one thing I'm working on actually. libuv is maintained by other folks, but most of them also work in Node.js. So Ben works on Node.js, like he's not, I don't think he's paid to work on Node.js, but he's also a Node.js contributor. I think we have Ryandall, we have Colin, Santi, a teammate, and the one that just contributed to Node.js is Juan, is also my teammate. So I would say that they overlap, but it's not Node.js responsibility to maintain libuv. Although if it goes in a hard maintenance state, we need to contribute, of course. I did one contribution to libuv once. Let me see. Yes. One thing. Okay, I think that's great to share this thing, because I can explain exactly how this feature appeared to Node.js. And maybe you were not aware of it. So let me use an outdated version of Node.js. Please don't do it at home. But in any case, if you want to check if you are using an insecure version of Node.js, run npx is my node vulnerable. If you run this, you see, and you might see a danger if you are using an insecure version of Node.js, or if you are using a good version of Node.js. Okay, install v24, the latest one. If you are good, it will display all good for you. Okay. a good way to check it. Right, if you are using Node.js, an old version of Node.js, and you run, let me do an example, t.js, let's create, okay, let's do a simple server, okay? HTTP require HTTP const server equal HTTP create server oh, I don't know why this is freezing, but it is. Listen, let's listen to the port 4000. No need to have that. This is a simple HTTP server, right? This is a simple HTTP Node.js server. If you run it using an old version of Node.js, Node t.js, and if you send a request, cur HTTP localhost 4000, you get an answer, right? That's working fine, usually. However, if you bit up, if you filter the Node.js process, I think a top is better here. If I filter the node index t.js, you see that. Oh, I'm not showing the. Let me. I think that's my setup. Okay, it's not this. I did a change, but I don't see where is it. Okay. It's just that I need to show the threads, but this is not showing the threads for some reason. Let me try with a different version of Node.js. Yeah, this is my configuration for sure. I think I need to display the column, the correct column here. It's fucking awesome that you started this channel. Thank you, Foxit. Damien, is it possible to join a working group to be more involved in the project? Yes, that's an excellent way to contribute to Node.js. I have started, I think 5 years ago or 6, by joining a diagnostic working group. So for instance, if you go to nodejs.org/calendar, you see the Node.js meeting calendar. This is Node.js working groups, okay? Today we had an API meeting. If you are interested in that, you can join. You are free to join. This is the Zoom link, okay? Next week we'll have the loaders team meeting. We also have the TSC. The TSC is the only one that is private to the TSC team. And we have the TypeScript meeting. So if you are interested in contributing to the TypeScript side of Node.js, join this meeting. Mark will be there, and he happy to help you. And on Thursday, we have the security working group meeting. I host these sessions. So if you go to the Node.js repository and security working group, you see that an issue is created on each one of these projects. Let me show you the last one. It's pretty much like this. Node.js security meeting, it will say the date. It will show you the topics we are going to cover so you can understand the subject before the meeting. And then there is a link so you can join. No problem at all. You can join to not say anything. You can just join, okay? My recommendation, even if you are afraid, if your English is not very good, I know that for us as a Brazilian, it's hard to have a good English, or maybe you are afraid to speak. You can join, you can mute your mic, mute your camera, close your camera, and it will be good, okay? We won't ask you to speak. All the sessions are recorded on YouTube, so you can watch. My suggestion is to just join. You know, like don't wait. Hey bro, why you don't use any idea always? I see you. I see that you are working in Tmax. Yes, I normally use a code editor called Nelvin. Envy. I'm used to it, you know. I've been using it for a long time, like 5-6 years, and I feel I'm very productive on this. If I try to code on VS Code or something like that, my muscle memory doesn't work, and I'm not fast as I am on Nelvin, so I just use it. Do you tend to contribute to, okay, oh, wait, Josevan Santos, hello. Are you going to save the live stream? I won't be able to watch it live. Yes, all the live streams are recorded. You can join my channel. Please press the follow button and watch the previous sessions. It's free, it's okay. I will never ask you money for that. Node guys are so organized. I would love my company were like this. It's just because there are many people working on that. We must be organized. So let me get back to it. Show program path. I don't know why. Maybe it's this. Yes, I think that's it. Node. Okay, now it's better. So node index. Oh, it's t.js. T. Yes, we can see that here. So let me filter node. So we have these are the extensions, and here we go. This is the project. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. So if I send a request, localhost 4000, I get an answer. And if you check, you all know Node.js uses threads, right? Node.js uses a lot of threads, and that's expected. This is libuv, okay? One thing that most people don't know is that since Node.js 22 or 20, I guess 22, I wrote a feature for Node.js that will display the thread name, so you can you can monitor exactly which thread is consuming more your resources. So, for instance, I think we should have a main thread. Yes, this is the main thread of Node.js. So, if you if I don't filter that, and I check for main thread, here we go. Since Node.js 22, if you start the Node.js project, you see the main thread, you see the V8 worker. By default, V8 start with 4 threads. And then you have the signal inspector thread. Once libuv starts, more 4 threads will be created. That's the libuv threads. And that's basically the pull request I wrote here. This is to set the full name for the workers. So that's a good way to measure which part of your Node.js project is consuming more resources. So if it's main thread, most of your tasks are CPU intensive. So you should do it in you should use workers to parallelize it, or check your algorithm. Maybe that's wrong. And that's an excellent way. And prior Node.js 20 or 22, you only see node here. You won't see the thread name. Okay, so this is a good way. I have shared that on Twitter. So if you want to learn more about that, check my Twitter. I think I did it, I don't know, a few months ago. Just check my tweets. What expect from Node.js 24 related to performance? Anything you are excited for? No performance. I mean, there are small performance improvements. I think I shared it on Twitter, but I'm going to show you here as well. Actually, it's Node.js bench operations. This is a repository I maintain to compare common operations between different Node.js versions, okay? So check regressions. I have a regression checker. Basically, let me compare with major versions. If you compare Node.js 23 with Node.js 24, you see small performance improvements only on JavaScript related operations that deviate to update. This is the diagnostic, and don't trust a lot on this because this represents 0.001% of your app, okay? But date string coercion are faster. What is date string coercion? Basically, you can convert a new date to a string using different methods. One of them is to use I forgot the name of this conjunction, but you know, the brackets with this kind of string concatenation. And my benchmarks showed that it got 20% improvement on date to is string using normal string concatenation and brackets, which means that date string coercion are slightly faster on Node.js 24 when you compare it with Node.js 23, I guess. No, Node.js 22. Okay? If you use spread objects, it's way faster, but I would not trust on this one specific because this is tricky. V8 can be tricky to us. Okay? I mean, most of the date operations to string are faster now, so that's the only result from the benchmark. But if you compare it with different Node.js versions, if you compare Node.js 24 with Node.js 20, you will see a lot of improvements. Okay? If you want to learn more about Node.js 20 versus Node.js 22, check the state of Node.js performance. I'm sending in the chat if you want to check it, okay? So, more questions. What is your favorite keyboard? I don't have a favorite keyboard, but I use one from Logitech. What's the name of this shit? Logitech Pro. Is the one that people normally use to play Counter-Strike. I like it. Luke, what do you think the biggest misunderstanding about Node.js is under the hood? Of course, it's the threads. People always spread the knowledge that Node.js is single thread. In fact, your code runs in a single thread, but Node.js code runs in many threads. So people imagine Node.js just using a single thread or like 2 or 3 one for V8, one for LibVV, but the fact Node.js uses many threads, as I have shown in a few minutes ago. There are many ways to increase the threads. For instance, this is a performance tip, okay? So Pay attention. Imagine your application is doing many I/O operations. What is I/O operations? If you communicate with a database very often, which is very common, right? You receive a lot of requests, and these requests requires connecting or sending messages over the network, or connecting to a database, sending requests to the database. I/O operations. For instance, writing or reading from the disk. This is a common I/O operation, right? If you want to do it a lot, one tip I do is to use this environment variable, UV thread pool size. I have mentioned that Node.js by default uses 4 libuv threads and 4 v8 threads, okay? Which means 8 threads plus the Node.js internal threads. If your application uses a lot of I/O, I recommend you to bump this number. So by default, this is 4, okay? By default, it's 4. If your application uses a lot of I/O, you can increase it to 8 if your processor or your machine supports it. You should always measure that, okay? But this is a good performance tip. I have used it on a lot of constants work, and this showed a lot of results, okay? Other operations that you can check is using max semi-space size, not old space size, okay? I think I did a workshop with Matteo once when we were at Nearform. Nearform, let me check. Memory, no, allocation. Maybe it's not here. I can check it later. But Node.js, let me try to draw it. Okay, just a second. Let me check if I will leak something first, because most of the work I do is security, and security should not be shown unless it's public. Okay, it's great. So let's use XLDraw for that. Okay, this is Node.js. Let me make sure that my camera won't break it. This is Node.js. Node.js contains V8, Node.js contains libuv, and other dependencies, OpenSSL, and some, if you do Node.js --help, you see all the Node.js flags you can use, right? You can read the documentation. I strongly suggest you to do that. Ask for the AI to read it for you if you are lazy. But one thing people don't know is that you can use V8 options. This is the V8 options you can use through Node.js, okay? One of them is max semi-space size. Oh, semi-space. Yes, it's here. Mean semi-space size. People know that now we will talk about memory here, okay? The first one, Node.js, it's the old memory and the semi-space size. When you create an object in JavaScript, this is JavaScript, okay? This is V8. This will serve if you are working on Chrome, and that will work. You create a new object. So let's create a new object here. A equal 1, B equal 2. This is an object, okay? And this is the semi-space size. And this is the old space size. Is that good to read? Should I increase the font? Okay, is it good? Right. Okay, when you create an object, this object goes to the same space size, okay? The same space size is young generation objects. Usually, they are objects that are recently created. Once GC, which is the JavaScript garbage collector, runs and check, okay, this object still lives in the memory, and we need to free space for new objects. We need to, and people are creating more objects. Your app is creating more objects, and you are placing it here, here, and here. GC runs, and it checks, okay, this object is still in the memory, is still being used. It's not, we should not collect the memory, we should not free the memory. So we move it to the old space size. Old space, basically big objects and object that lives in the memory for a long time, go to the old space. And the access to the old space is slower than accessing a memory to the same space size. Think about CPU cache and memory, normal memory, HAN memory. Usually it's faster to access things from the CPU cache than the HAM, your memory. What you need to do is that when you deal with a lot of young leaf objects, which means objects that are created and deleted in a single execution, in a single cycle, usually a CLI application, if you are doing a 4 iteration, for instance, let me do a practical example here. You have a for, you have a for loop, let e equals 0, I, while I is equal, I don't know, 1 e10 plus I. You create an object, A is a new object, or it can be A equal 1. Do something with A. Okay, you do something like that. A lot of people does it, and if you are iterating it many times, maybe the same space size goes out of memory, and then some objects goes to the old space, which means, okay, you won't run out of memory, but the access to this object will be slightly slower. So what people usually do in this situation is that they run Node.js increasing the max semi-space size. So you do like 10, I don't know, I think it's megabytes here. You can increase it. We should check the full. Let me check if there is a default. The max in megabytes. Yeah, the new space. Okay, it's size T. Okay, yeah. Basically, V8 is smart enough to identify which the amount of megabytes your app should run, and then it define arbitrarily. But sometimes you need to specify that to reach a better performance of your app. So my suggestion is to always play with these flags. It can improve the performance of your app by a lot. Okay. This is one suggestion. Oh, I spoke too much now. You should publish this on YouTube and share it on every social media platform there. Old and semi-space size are so misunderstood and entirely unknown by vast majority of developers. Yes. Definitely. The thing is that I'm publishing some shorts on YouTube, but my reach is not great. Like, I don't have many followers. I am not so influent in the community, so it's hard to reach to the max people possible. So like, and also it's very hard to create YouTube content. Now I know that it's very hard to create a video, and I don't have much time to work on video editing and things like that. Another implication of what you said is that GC will struggle more when it needs to free the old space. Yes, I saw this happen so many times in prod. Yes, that's correct, Foxit. GC, you can trace some GC operations with, let me get back here. If you do node trace GC and you do it in your app, okay, cd node 2, I guess, yes. Node trace GC Node.js, this is our server, okay, it's already running because I'm already running that here, I guess. Yes, it's here. We run it with trace GC. If we okay, I don't want this. Oh, I don't want this. I don't want this. Yes, this is our server. And if we start sending requests, GC did not run, okay? After a cycle, it runs. And you tell you how long it takes to run the GC scavenge method. And this is an excellent way to measure or debug memory issues in our application. Okay, so always play with Node.js flags. We have many of them, and most people don't know. But an annoying thing for me is Node.js. Why Node.js execute CPU-bound tasks in the main thread by default? Is it possible to run like that task in other threads without configuring additional working threads? No, you can't. The thing is, Node.js was designed to do in that way, because Node.js was not designed to perform CPU-intensive tasks. Initially, if you want to do a CPU intensive tasks, use a thread for that, or use a different language, you know? Node.js was not designed for that, because, for instance, when you work with C++ and you want to do CPU intensive tasks, you create a thread and you do that, very easy. The thing is, when you deal with different threads, it means that you need to deal with not dead code elimination, deadlocks, okay? Is when one thread tries to access one resource from other thread, or they share the same resource and one tried to read and another thread tried to write to the same memory space, and it causes a deadlock. So this is a nightmare for a lot of applications. If you code in, I don't know, before Node.js, people were using this approach very often, and this was a nightmare, you know, like if you are using a Java application, this was happening a lot on those applications. And one common operation is that people started using mutex to identify when one thread tries to access another resource and it goes to an idle space, or it will wait until the resource is free so it can access. But this causes some performance bottlenecks, and that's why Node.js is so is fast, doing the minimum possible. That's why Node.js was designed, just to deal with these approaches. But if you need to do something very intensive, don't use Node.js. That's simple. Amazing explanation, great, thank you. Let's bump that reach. I wish. Okay, where I stopped. Is there anything that you don't understand from the explanation? The startup performance of Node.js has increased a lot, actually has improved a lot. If you compare Node.js version 10, we'll see that usually the time to the startup or the cold start of Node.js, it was 46 milliseconds. And then it got a major bump on Node.js 12 to 24. We got a regression on Node.js 14 and 16. It was we were mapping that. Joy was working on that, and we got it fixed by Node.js 18 and Node.js 20. And then after Node.js 20, on Node.js 20, 21 and 22, it got even faster. So it was a very an excellent way, and this is also very good for people working on lambdas. Oh, good to read. This is so cool. Bass live stream. Oh, I wish. Folks, if you are joining my live streams very often, you know that I usually don't do more than 1 hour of live stream because life gets in the middle or I need to do things. As I said, my work on Node.js is on the secured space, which means that most of my work must be private, and so I can't share. So I think I will need to close this stream. I have some other things to do, nice things to do actually. So please, before leaving the live stream, I would like you to join the Discord channel or to the Slack channel, either way. And please try to share the knowledge. The thing you learned today, try to share it to someone else. And if you have any questions about Node.js core development, keep them in the chat. I forgot there are more questions on the Discord. I should not miss that. Just 1 second. Yes, we won't close now. There's one question about AI, and I would love to see your opinion on this, okay? It would be interesting to see a demo of SQLite module. I'll try to do it in the next string, okay? There is one question about scaling, and I want to hear your thoughts on that. Will AI cause layoff one days with Node.js? I hear and see a lot of videos that are concerning about anything programming related, and I just want the answer to finally be out there if it's true or not. We live in a world full of misleading information and opinions. What do you guys think about that? I have my opinion and I'm going to share it after yours. What do you think? Do you think that AI will truly get your job? I'm seeing the YouTube channel. It's a hard question, right? I have my opinion. I'm going to share my opinion now, but basically, I've been doing some experiments with AI. My company is using AI a lot to identify performance bottlenecks of Node.js applications. For those that are not aware, I work for NodeSource. It's a performance constants company. It's a APM, kind of APM, but specific to Node.js. And the thing is, AI is basically increasing our productivity. It won't get your job because AI needs to be. You need to teach AI to do the work, and if people start to rely on AI so much, they won't understand anything of the code AI produces. So it won't be assertive, it won't be effective. And the thing is, for one AI, there always be a programmer to do the Q&A or the quality of the code it produces or the result, the outcome. AI might cause layoffs because it will increase the productivity of one dev or two devs. So work that would be concluded by 10 developers can now be done by, I don't know, 3 or 4. And that's expected, that's new. The other side of this is that you can build things faster and new startups will appear requiring new devs. And I believe that this will be only beneficial for us, okay? And yep, it will be a long time. I don't think LLM will do that. I agree. I mean, I think the gap between a good developer and a regular developer will increase a lot by the AI usage, because usually people that don't want to study, because you know that in your area you need to study, you need to learn new things every day. It's not that you just got a job and you need to stop working, stop studying. It's not how it works, right? And with AI, people will stop doing the learning phase, and they will stick and rely on AI, and good programmers will be requested even more in the market. So if you don't want to lose your job, please keep studying. I'm sure that you won't be affected by that. Okay. Experimental types, I can't share it now because of time, and I can probably ask Marco to join me in a session to talk about this. Node.js native test runner and CJM ESM support, they are good sessions. The thing is that I can't cover all of that in one session, usually one for native test runner and one for CJM ESM support, okay? I think that's it. Now we are going to hate someone that that should be working with Node.js. This is the rule, and let me check who is working with Node.js these days on Friday night. Let me check Node.js. Okay, clown coder commands. I think I rated that person last time, but I think she's the only one working with Node.js or JavaScript. I don't know. Yeah, we are going to hate the same person. No problem. So, folks, thank you everybody for joining the session. It was amazing. If you have any feedback from our session, please share and spread the word. Help me to reach out more people and maybe get more visibility about this work. Thank you. See you next week, hopefully. Bye-bye. Let's rate it. Okay.